Well, you're going to be seeing a lot of this building in the coming days. It is the Moakley Federal Courthouse in South Boston, where in just a few hours, one-time fugitive Whitey Bulger will face several judges. News Center 5 has team coverage of the return of Whitey Bulger to Boston, so of course stay with us. Whitey's brother and former Senate President William Bulger is breaking his silence. He issued a statement saying that he is expressing his sympathy to all the families hurt by what he calls the calamitous circumstances of this case. Bulger saying he looks forward to the resolution. A 5th of July terrorist attack has been stopped. 2 men now under arrest, allegedly planning to attack a military base in Seattle. Authorities say it was a plan similar to the Fort Hood shootings, where 13 people were killed. The FBI says the accused attackers sought to kill as many military personnel as possible. The 2 men arrested are identified as converts to Islam. Osama bin Laden may have had direct connection to Pakistani intelligence agents. The New York Times is reporting that bin Laden's trusted courier had numbers to a militant group in his cell phone. That group is a longtime asset of Pakistan's intelligence agency, and it raises questions about whether the network helped shelter the al-Qaeda leader. The U.S. and other nations are taking a major step to ease the strain of gasoline prices. They will release and sell 60 million barrels of crude oil from emergency stocks. Experts predict that we could see as much as a 50-cent drop at the pump just within the next few weeks. Right now, the average price for a gallon of self-serve regular here in Massachusetts, $3.72 a gallon.
Now, the Storm Team 5 HD forecast.
Little shout out to Mother Nature. I get it, it's New England. We get all sorts of weather all year round, but it's the weekend, all right? And now, let's step it up. This is not what we want to see. Okay, it's dry, but we all know there's a lot of low clouds and mist and drizzle. We haven't had measurable precipitation, at least not much this morning. That's all been to the north, but there's more development off to the west. Now, there's more heat and humidity there as well, but I'm going to see if some of these could make it across into our area. This computer model doesn't show too much until tonight. So you see, as we get into the late night hours, now we're starting to see some showers and perhaps even a couple of thunderstorms. The best chance for thunderstorms south of Boston and especially to the southwest as you go toward Connecticut. All right, as we go into tomorrow, though, we start to thin those clouds ever so slightly, which will be a nice change. 60 degrees, that's a 2-degree increase from this morning. Winds continue in off the water, and the temperatures are all right now 50s to low 60s, a little bit warmer, as I mentioned, off to the southwest. Look at this warmth, though. You see this little narrow sort of just a little band that came in. This is where all the storminess is happening, and that triple point, as we call it, is going to head our way for tomorrow. So today we're on the cool side of this warm front, but then tomorrow it starts to lift to the north. It takes through the afternoon, but you may notice it gets a little more humid, gets a little bit warmer, and we'll start to see some showers, but it's when this cold front comes in later tomorrow, probably tomorrow night, that we could see some thunderstorms, and depending on the timing, perhaps some could be severe, so we'll watch that. Here we are tomorrow morning, and we start to break out some sun, but that helps to bring about some showers. Notice they become more numerous. Look for the trend here, more numerous as we go into the evening hours, and then we clear out the skies nicely as we go toward morning. Now, you may still find some low clouds along the coastline, and that would just be, you know, as that front sort of lags along the coast, but eventually you will brighten as well. So the beach and boating forecast for tomorrow, the seas will be up just a little bit. The tides high in the morning, low tide around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And again, some sunshine, but please watch for those developing thunderstorms. I think they'll be a little bit later on Cape Cod, but look at the difference. Although it gets a little cooler because of a sea breeze on Sunday, it's a much nicer day overall. Although you'll have some dry periods on Saturday as well for those of you who may be vacationing. Along the north and south shore, you notice it gets a little bit warmer. Away from the coastline is where you'll see mid-70s, otherwise low 70s. Thunderstorm threat, especially later in the day with some emerging sunshine, but you got to go for Sunday as the better of the 2 days, especially up to the north where the temperatures really make a jump. Here's how the forecast goes for today then. We have just a lot of clouds. We haven't had a lot of measurable rain. A lot of folks are reporting anywhere from 1 to 3 inches so far since Wednesday, but we'll add to that with some developing showers and possibly a storm or so later today into tonight. Better chance tonight. And then tomorrow, some partial clearing, but thunderstorms will fire up. So Sunday, definitely the better of the 2 weekend days. Those of you in southern New Hampshire may see a little bit of cloud cover on Sunday, but we're getting into a more summer-like pattern into next week. And I would have to say about time.
Yeah, I guess so, Jace. Okay, thank you. Well, of course, Whitey Bulger's arrest is no laughing matter, but two late-night comics, both with Bay State ties, had a little fun with it, and we'll tell you about that ahead. First, though.